Trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Well, yesterday. So yesterday I wanted to buy treasuries, and it kept going against me, and I was right. I was really fucking right. All that. It's as soon as I left. Well, not as soon as, but pretty much after I left. Boom. So yeah, I'm pretty salty about it. E-mini took a big dump yesterday, but it is still like, within the value areas. So I'm not too sure that I can read too much into that. It was a pretty big dump though. So yeah. I guess here in Xi'an, we have come back into that area, and we are getting a little bit of volume here. That 22, right where we were yesterday, right at the high of where we were yesterday. So, yeah. Okay, well, let's make sure we got Squawk up here. This morning, we get final services PMI at 7:45 my time. Let's see if Rand Squawk sees anything before then. U.S. Red Book at 6:55. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's post links here. There's that one. And then I have this other one up. Oh. Good morning. I already got people in before I've even posted the link. Thank you guys. You're so on the ball. I'm not. All right. And we will add stream. And Twitter. Where's Twitter? Come back, Twitter. By the way, let me know, guys. I was having some issues with my mic volume, so let me know if the volume is good. Move that there. Don't need that anymore. There we go. Oh, guess I don't even need that. Huh? There we go. Hooray. I need another screen. I need a bigger screen. It's not enough room. Not enough room for everything. Oh, turn this clock on. You won't hear it, but I hear it. All right. Oh, I don't know if that did the right thing. Hmm. Okay, so I would like to see a move up. It's pretty slow though. Not would like. I'm looking maybe perhaps up. Yeah, that was a good, reasonable take. I don't think 23 half makes sense though. Good morning. Oh my gosh, guys. Look, I can see myself talking over here. It totally works. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that helps. That helps a lot. And good morning to Voldor in particular on Twitch, because we usually don't get a lot of people that find our little community through Twitch. So we appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask about what you see going on, or if you're trading, let us know what you're trading. You can see that looks right there like that's not gonna fill. Yeah, Lucas is yeah, that was exactly what I was saying. Probably before you guys all came in the intro, but I'm so salty. I am so salty about trying to go long all day yesterday, seeing the long and it never going, and then as soon as I leave, like literally 30 minutes after I leave, it just shoots up like crazy town. There we go. It looks to me like they're absorbing the downticks too. Like when I go back and look at the overnight action from before we came in. Jeez. Same shit happened to me. I took no trades yesterday and quit shortly after you did, and then ZB pops up while I'm at the grocery store. Right. Ugh. It's so bad. I don't know. I think the problem is that I see this happen all the time where it's like they make a move and then they kind of go away for a while. And you know, they could wait. You know, this is a guy, this his job. He could sit down and they say, okay, we're going to do a buy like right on the open, and then we're going to do a buy like 3 hours later, right? By that point, I'm gone. So you could, you know, the traders, the locals could totally see it, but get bored of the trade. And I think that that's why they do it, frankly. Hmm. See, there's a decent amount that's going through here, 23 half. Um, but there's still a decent offer. But absolutely nothing is hitting into this 23. I suspect that we're gonna eventually tick through it and tick up. Okay, there we just like that, and 3,000 on the bid. but then you get this thing right here. So now you've got this step here at 24, right? I don't know if I can take that one. Five-year definitely jumped up there. I'm noticing here on my DOM a little bit of a curve there. So it looks like the 10-year is actually lagging a little bit. Okay, well, if we were to move back up, we could go all the way up to 27. So I'm not too sure about this step, but I do see the potential for more in this move. Ah, okay, so that time they did try to take it up and somebody put on the brakes. Let's see how badly they really want it. Excuse me. There we go. Am I not? Well, I have it on there. Guess I should test it like... Yeah. I just haven't said anything yet. They've gone stone cold crazy. Oh, this was 8 minute. Now that they realize the only collusion with Russia was done by crooked Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, Nadler, Schiff, and the Dem heads of the committees have gone stone cold crazy. 81 letters sent to innocent people to harass them. They won't get anything done for our country. Should move him. Let's move him over to the... all the way over here. Right next to the squawks. Yes. There. Okay, I think I'm finally able to get like everything on the screen. Well below yesterday's late value, overnight bonds dragged down by early risk on China deal again, probably rebalanced up to pivot. Not sure after, doesn't look strong. Yeah. Well, this step here at 24 sure looks like a big step. I mean, we've traded almost 5,000 into it, and there's still a good 3,000 on the offer. And the 5-year in particular looks like really ready to come back down. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little come down. Hmm. Okay. So I'm hearing on the Squawk right now some information about Greek bonds. Hmm. I don't know if that mattered to what just happened there. Well, I got filled. So this information maybe makes it worth it, don't you think? I mean, I don't understand. So they gave numbers about how many and that sort of a thing. But this is news that we were not getting before that I think is very, very relevant. Okay, tick up. That's good. I want to just take the one tick there for now. Greece to raise 2.5 billion from their 10-year bond sale with demand in excess of euro 11 billion to price at a yield of 3.9%. Here's the news. Oops, wrong. Control Z. Wrong. Deleted. Copy. Is it not? I have to type it. Pull back to an important level with bounce and channel break away from it again, says Digital Shot. Yes. Locus was short 24, shaking out at 23.5. I would already be 3 ticks in the money in the 30-year. Well, yeah, but then, it could have also moved 3 ticks against you. That's the problem there over there, right? Advantages and drawbacks, unfortunately. Okay. Encouraged by upgrade, Greek plans 10-year bond issue. Greece plans to issue a 10-year bond this week after Moody's raised its ratings by 2 notches, sending yields on existing debt to a 12-year low. This week's issue will be the second debt sale since Greece exited its third international bailout in August and the first 10-year bond in a decade. The state was expected to seek about 2 billion euros in a 10-year bond offering. This is on Reuters. Banks said they expected the issue to get a similar reception to that of the 5-year bond issue last month when 2.5 billion euros of debt on offer was 4 times oversubscribed. Wow, they really wanted it. Judging by the experience on the 5-year, this should go well, even if the tenor is a bit more tricky. The senior banker who works for one of Greece's primary dealers, they haven't done a 10-year for a long time, certainly not since the debt crisis. In a regulatory filing, Greece said it has mandated 6 international banks as joint lead managers. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Greece's 10-year bond yield dropped to 3.622% in early trade on Monday. It really was like we were up there at that 24, and then that news came out, and it was like a big whoomp, and it ticked down. So I don't know if that's what caused that news, but interesting where the E-mini is trading right now. And the liquidity on the DOM in the 10 years, it looks a little unusual to me. It seems a little light. Unanimous expectations look for the ECB to leave its 3 key rates unchanged. Inflation and growth forecasts set to be lowered. Will the bank provide any further clarity on potential new TLTROs? There's a monetary decision due at 12:45 Greenwich Mean Time or 7:45 Eastern Time. Okay, so there is some stuff going on today that I was not aware of. Was that on here? And there's... No, I don't see it. Grand Squawk definitely gives us information that we did not have before. Some missing sell pressure in ZF. Well, look at that. They're buying quite a bit into 11 3/4. But they haven't ticked up yet. I wonder. Zero Hedge has a new article. The Fed's wealth effect has enriched the haves at the expense of the young. Well, I think there's very much an issue here that the places that are making money are in investing. And if you didn't invest money, then you didn't make money. I think it's funny that people seem to think that if you just start taxing people, then that all of a sudden means that these people that didn't make money in the last 10 years are all of a sudden going to start making money. They're not. They're like giving you breadcrumbs. So it's like stealing half of your money and then giving you a loaf of bread back. It's retarded. I don't understand why people are so excited about this. Maybe some spreaders, since longer term products are pressing low while buying the 5-year. Could be. It sure seems like, just from reading that article, Greece was offering 5 years and people really liked them, and then they offered 10 years, and it sounds like that people really want them. Sounds like. but particularly, we'll see if it's as bought as the 5-year. I am seeing, by the way, when I look at the spreads, the knob spread is going up and the FYT is going down. So I think that the spreads seem to be indicating a potential move up. Like this end of the curve is steepening. We might see this end of the curve flip around and steepen too. Yeah, which iceberg is the alligator talking about? Because there was a couple of thick orders around here. At 23. I see. Okay. Fed's Rosengrain. Outlook on need for another hike. It depends on economy. Central banker thinks that we should base our monetary decisions based on the economy and the data that's coming out. Oh my gosh, that's such big news, guys. I would never expect a Federal Reserve Board member to say something like that. Well, it doesn't look like they were too interested in selling 22, although they did touch it. But it looks fairly balanced here at 23. And I'm actually wondering now if this 23 half is going to start acting as resistance. So now he's saying that patience means in part that the Federal Reserve is not going to be giving as much guidance down the road because they can't see that far down the road. I guess it was the gist of what he was saying. I'm adding a little bit too much of my own interpretation there. I didn't get the exact quote. Any idea why the Italian BTP roll is trading at such a high premium? Okay, so there was some pulling there in 23 half. Patience means the Fed is not giving a lot of guidance as to what we're expecting down the road. Oh, I think I got his quote correct for the most part. Apparently Rosengreen is a hawk. So to be hearing a hawk being kind of Okay, well that's interesting. So let's see if I talk from here, what will it do? Oh, I put that on Twitch. That's not where I wanted it. Oh, because I can't put it on. Oh, that's interesting. I can't actually talk to the Discord through this. I still have to open it up and type it. That's okay, though. Yeah, see, it's balanced here. They're going back and forth across 23 and 23.5 pretty easily. They're actually pulling when it happens. They may push down here a little, we'll see. But this looks balanced here. So I don't think that I really want to mess with this area at the moment because it's a little bit... How do I put this? When there's an area with a lot of balance and all of a sudden they're not trading a lot in there, it takes very little to move it through, that starts to make me suspicious. DPRK appears to be restoring part of a missile launch site it tore down, according to ROK spy agency in Korea. This is from a guy named First Squawk. Who's that? Did they post information? A financial audio news service for traders and brokers servicing India and global markets, covers financial geopolitics, global breaking news, blah, 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 blah. Most of the same sort of stuff, but that's interesting. I think that we should at least follow him, yes. The CTD for both contracts are the same, and the net basis difference is 20 cents. I vaguely remember it trading at 203 to 204 during the last rollover, but the CTD was different then, and Italy was in a turmoil, sort of. Okay, so what does CTD mean? Cheapest to deliver? Okay. The cheapest to deliver for both contracts is the same, and the net basis difference is 20 cents. I vaguely remember trading at 203 to 204 during the last rollover, but the Mm. Mm. Hmm. We're getting the red book data. It doesn't appear to be too important of a factor right now. Cool. Mm-mm. I think if I'm going to play a level that I think will hold, the 30-year is most of the time a better trade. Just have to be careful and have a short leash. Oh, there's a significant downtick. They're mentioning a suspicious package somewhere in London. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that I've heard over the squawks about suspicious packages and nothing happening. Kylie Jenner has just become Alexandria Ocasio Cortez's latest target. Oh, I tell you what, since I don't think we're going to be taking a trade in this area, you know what really fucking bothers me? Is all this stuff that we've been hearing in the past week or two about Alexandria um, sounding kind of corrupt, let's say. So, first we found out that she kind of laundered money through her boyfriend. Then we found out that some of her campaign staff were kind of funneling money around. Um, Sorry, not her campaign staff. It was like a super PAC or something like that. So super PAC related to her with people that she knew who was doing fishy stuff with the money. And then this the most latest one is we're finding out that she bought like a super nice apartment and she decided to buy new staff staff offices. Hmm. And hold on, they're talking about the bomb. Somebody wants to sell 4 tranches of notes. I don't know what that means, but this is giving me a lot of stuff that I'm gonna need to look up. Gilt notch new recovery high as pound unwinds more Brexit positivity. Okay, anyways, so her staff offices, she could have used the previous incumbents' offices, but she decided to get these brand new ones that feature like massages and all of these other things, and it's like $10,000 more a month of taxpayer money for her to be there. And Kaplan talking here. Corporate debt is a reason for rate hike pause. Hmm. I mean, so that's interesting. So he's saying that yeah, corporations holding a lot of debt is a good reason to perhaps delay rate hikes because it makes us much more sensitive to the rate hikes. That is the kind of news that could definitely push us up, perhaps. The E-mini, by the way, is coming down a little bit. This is curious. Anyways, I mean, here's my take on it about the Alexandria thing. Because Yuzi's saying here, mix policies about giving everyone free shit with power, youth, and inexperience, you get corruption, right? This is like the perfect example of why you got to be careful about giving regular people um like huge power and responsibilities, right? This is a girl that up until recently was literally a bartender, right? And now you're giving her political power, right? She has absolutely no experience in managing that kind of power. And so what happens? The instant you give them that kind of power, they start doing stupid things and they start taking advantage of it. And she's giving herself all sorts of goodies, spending more money than she should. No. Listen, if you want to look at a politician, you're thinking about who you want to vote for. You you got to talk to them and see that they have the executive experience necessary to do the job that they're going to do. Treat it like a job. A legislator's job is to write laws. That's their understanding about laws and what would make a law a good law or a bad law. Those are the sorts of things that I ask them. Well, what do you think about this particular law? Here are some things that different sides are saying. How much nuance do they catch? Do they say anything in particular about specific language? These are the sorts of things that good lawmakers know. And then you get somebody that's basically there to be a vote. They don't do as good of a job as a. I mean, I guess we do need some people like that in there, but I don't think that you take somebody and you just rip them out of a bar and put them in Congress. Like freaking run for city council first. Good grief. And I think they will continue to see more of this. I mean, this is the same thing with Justin Trudeau, right? Because it sounds like there's some pretty serious allegations going on over in Canada. I don't completely understand it, but what I do understand is that a former member of her cabinet, or like the attorney general over there, is basically claiming that she was pressured to drop charges against somebody, which is super bad. I mean, that's what they're accusing Donald Trump of doing. Right. And, you know, maybe if assuming that that's all true and everything, maybe Justin just didn't know any better, because again, you got these people here that don't really have a whole lot of experience in government or leading. Power corrupts. Once you get put in an office, you're not your own person anymore. And it takes a special kind of person, somebody that's been in those kind of situations before and understands the kind of pressures to be able to resist that kind of a temptation. You know what I mean? And people that have only been in politics for a year aren't going to have that. This is also why, although I do support term limits, I don't think that term limits should be like 2 terms for a senator. I think that senators should be limited to like 4 to 6 terms or something like that. Because you gotta have people that know what's going on. Substitute drama teachers and bartenders promising us the universe, right? Well, and that's the other thing, is that their life experience means that they have absolutely no clue about the things that they're proposing. So, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is also co-sponsoring a bill that the Democrats have put forth before but didn't go anywhere, but supporting a bill that would add a financial transaction tax of 0.01% on everything. All stocks. I find the opposition funny, question everything about Republicans, but piss themselves over the promises of free shit, like no skepticism whatsoever. That is interesting. Well, I think that they do have skepticism, honestly. When I read the comments on Reddit, I think that my impression has been that the Democrats seem to be a little bit more skeptical than the Republicans. Like if I post something on the Donald, it's like they don't even consider it. Like very often, if I'm getting downvoted on something, the comments that I get seem to indicate to me that the responder has absolutely no clue what I'm even referring to. And when I get it from the left, it's like I get the impression that like they at least did a quick Google search, or they have a fact sheet that gives like the standard response or something like that, But the difference is I think that the cognitive dissonance sort of a thing is much stronger on the Democrat side than the Republican side. I think that most Republicans kind of acknowledge that they've been in a situation where their brain simply didn't want to believe something, and they were eventually proven wrong, and they know what that feels like, and so they're a little bit like, oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong. But the Democrats can never admit that they're wrong about something. Never admit. And then they buy into some of the most ridiculous things. Good morning, Ace. Anyways, they're talking about like a financial transaction tax. So you have a person that knows literally nothing about trading, about markets, about the economy, saying that we need to add a tax on every financial transaction. What a freaking idiot. Just like, ugh. I mean, that this one triggers me because like I trade, I know what's going to happen, right? And the whole thing is they're saying, well, we need to make it so that it's enough that the high frequency traders won't be profitable anymore. Great. Kill all of the liquidity, guys. That would just be perfect. You remember last February? You remember December? You want every month to be like that because that's what happens if you put that law in, assuming that everybody doesn't just move to Singapore. Stupidest idea you could possibly do. Anyways, it was just a little bit of something coming over the squawk there, but nothing important to us. Well, it's been pretty slow here at 22. I think it might be okay to take it, except for that I just don't like this time period. And since it's not already moving, I think that I will refrain. Democrats overseeing finance is a frightening prospect. Yeah, I suspect that if push came to shove, I mean, right now they don't have to worry about it because they know that none of these laws are going to get passed. I think that if they had the ability to pass these sorts of laws, like, they had a majority in both houses, and, if it was like the beginning of Obama's term, for instance, when some of these more crazy things get proposed, then the Democrats that know what's going on kind of have to step up and be like, okay, actually this is a dumb idea. You know what I mean? As it is right now, you just go along with it because that's what the base wants, and you don't want to upset your base unnecessarily. But when it actually matters, when it actually has a chance of becoming law, then you have to step in and say, okay, here's why this is actually not a good idea. But it kind of, I think it kind of highlights why you've got no sound this morning. No sound. I might need to bump the. Yeah. Sent the message. So when I send a message through here, what does it look like on YouTube? Does it look like me? Yes, it does. It does look like me. No clue. I'm sure it's on my end. By the way, the volume is good, right? For Uzi and Lucas, I guess. My main active people. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, coming through fine. Okay. Because I had it like yesterday, I had it too loud. I was like, man, the birds were really loud today. And then I looked at my microphone afterwards and I saw that I still had it set up for the weekly political analysis. Ace Trades is going short. Well, it's gone awfully dead here. Residential harassment is what Donald Trump tweeted just a minute ago. The greatest overreach in the history of our country. The Dems are obstructing justice and will not get anything done. A big fat fishing expedition desperately in search of a crime, when in fact the real crime is what the Dems are doing and have done. Tick up. Strong bid 2 on it. A little bit of it pulled though. Seems like the 10-year is still kind of out of line with the other two as well. Alligator, yes, I hope so. A lame start, probably waiting for ISM and home sales at the top of the hour. Yes. I should keep my calendar open over here. U.S. Fed's Kashkari giving testimony on state economic conditions and overview of the Minneapolis Fed right at the market open. That's the next event that we have. And then after that, we get PMI. Republican approval rating just hit 93%. Sorry, haters, make America great again. Where is he getting that number from? Maybe approval rating among Republicans? I don't know. That one's a little weird. I'm sure that people are going to tell us why that's false. And then there will be a way to look at it and say, oh, yes, okay, that's where he got it from. Missed getting filled, then came back and got me in. Not a good sign. Yeah, that's got to be among Republicans only. And even among Republicans only, 93%. What? I don't think so. 80%. I think that it's been going around 80% in the Rasmussen poll, isn't that? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. There's no way you get 93% approval rating on anything. Because you're either polling something that doesn't matter or there's something fishy, you know? Like the public is wrong because they've made the issue too simplified. So there's no way you get that much agreement on something. We can see all the equity traders filtering in now. Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes, I can log in from my phone and I hear just fine. Waffle time, I'm going to have to let the trade do its thing. Okay. So he is short, though. 27.94. Oh, I see what he means. Yeah, he didn't get the best price for it because he probably could have gotten 95, but I think we might still see. So one of the things that I see is that at the moment, the pressure in the bonds is trying to get people to sell, and there's not a lot of orders going into it. We might get filled, but I'm still a little bit skeptical about that, especially with the way that the 5-year is pointed. See, there's lots of little orders buying. Uptick all at once. Ooh, man, they're gonna go without me. Pulls, ticks up. There's still about 7,000 at 24. But they might just take that one. I don't know. No. Let's see, Digital Shot got stopped out on that trade. See, he was short. I don't know. I definitely see, to me, just watching this tick back and forth, like the price action, seems to indicate to me that they are much more interested when it's moving up. But that is a really, really thick offer there at 24, and it's getting stronger now. So it is now almost 9,000. It was significant when it was 7,000 up there. Now it's 9,000. We're ticking back down. I might actually get a fill here. And if I do, I might have to... I don't know. Anyways, and there is a 6K behind it at 24.5. So I think that is an indication that it's a significant order. Some sort of double bottoms situation. Non-financial corporate bonds outstanding in the United States grew approximately 2.2 trillion in 2008 to approximately 5.7 trillion at the end of 2018. From Forex Live. Now that we're ticking back down again, it's still really slow. I just kind of feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. So the economic speech from the Fed speaker at the bottom of the hour is going to be more on regional um, economics, and so it may not give us any significant news. Read our report as a 90-day deadline for Trump to potentially follow up on his threat to impose higher tariffs on the EU has been triggered. Oh, are we going to get more tariffs today? That would be super bad. Super bad. Given a link so that you can listen to Kashkari live if you would like. I think I'm going to pass on that. My shoulder and chest is still kind of being weird, but it's not popping. So I guess that's good at least. Well, and it's looking doubtful that they're going to come back to my 22.5. Here, 3 minutes to the equities open. This one is going to be particularly interesting because we put in such a big long range yesterday, and we're like basically equities are basically sitting in the middle of it. Maybe they just turn into a meat grinder here at this location. Ooh. Okay. Well, I think that if you were going long right now, you have to be speculating, right? I think that the who are these guys? The dealers. The dealers must still be going short. There's a big sell at 23, but then not much interest at 22.5 yet. I wonder if we're going to have like a really big impulse right on the open again, like we did yesterday. Saudi Arabia sets April light crude OSP at USD 1.2 versus Oman Dubai average USD plus 0.5 BBL from March. Aramco. Well, I don't know oil, but that sounds like important to oil. Well, by the way, the 6 days was moving down. And that's interesting. Yeah, oil moving up pretty strong today. Good, up a good dollar in oil today. Okay, so I'm noting that all of the currencies are actually down. He says he got out of that with 2 ticks. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, right? So again here, do you see this? There's a steepening on the long end of the curve, but not so much on this end of the curve. There seems to be some real pressure in the 30-year, and in the 10-year they're buying it here. And maybe even in the 5-year as well, but it's kind of hard for me to determine what's going on in the 5-year. But the 30-year is getting a lot more pressure than the other ones. Okay, so the first impulse in the E-mini was a sell. It's not like they're not reaching like key pressure points yet. I think our first one is going to have to be at 2790. Yeah, 2790. There's a spot around 2788. Notice that the bonds are holding pressure down on it as this is all happening. I do see that the 6J stopped a little bit. So that's good. But interestingly, it was not enough to get our fill. Now, the bomb threats are actually at airports. And the story is picking up a little bit of traction in the UK, and there are multiple packages in different locations. Sounds like that nothing happened, though. Almost filled at 22.5, and no. 237. Look at that. Okay, so now the E-mini's really fallen. Wow, there was 4K on that downtick. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So we moved up there. Quite quickly. I was quite disappointed because I would have liked to have taken 2 there. Just barely didn't get filled. And a quick move up. They traded a few into 24, but it didn't pull. They didn't trade through it. They ticked back down and somebody offered 5,000. And at a point it was actually 7,000. Nobody's selling into 23 yet. E-mini was looking pretty aggressive there. They did touch 27.90. And now the 23 is thickening up too. Hmm. IQZ, are you talking about the female species or question mark? The unusually thick. I suppose no one else got in short again at my numbers. ... Well, both. It's a both, yep. So there's 2 bombs, and police say that it's too early to say that they are linked. Although people are making the obvious connection. So now we have almost 8K at 23.5. So they did sell into 23. Nothing hit 22.5 though. They immediately kicked it back up. $7K traded into 23. 89.25. $89.25, and almost a 4K offer following it, and now it's 9K. I have not seen anything that thick in the 10-year treasuries in a long time. And bizarrely enough, I'm still not sure that I'm going to get filled. But they might just sweep here at 22.5. Hmm. Well, the E-mini is testing those lower a little bit. that ES is definitely selling. We ticked back up and there's not as much there at 23.5. There was a little bit of volume there, but so here's the E-mini coming back again. So what is the news that we're looking for here? U.S. market composite final PMI and U.S. market services PMI final for February. The previous reading of 56.2 and 55.8 for the comp final PMI. I don't have estimates on these numbers. So we just have to go off of the previous one. This 9K is making me a little weary about buying it now. I don't think I want to own this going into the news, so perhaps if we get, a chance to do that, or to do that, actually, maybe even so. Did you catch your short at 05 in ZB earlier? It never came back. Uzi said, nah, I wasn't at my terminal when it happened. So they're absorbing a ton at 23. Two minutes. Oops. It's just super thick. Okay, so it looks like that the numbers are in line here. Or was he just confirming what the number was? I don't think that that was actually the release. It's too early. Ten seconds. 56 is a slight miss. And both numbers miss a little bit. Hmm. So they've absorbed a decent amount there at 23.5 now. I think that they're going to go for a level break. You notice nobody's selling it back down at 23.5 now, even though it's super attractive. The E-mini moving down a little bit more. Cumulative delta in the E-mini is extremely negative. Okay, so some of these orders at 24 pulled. That's curious. Is there a setting in Jigsaw that allows you to see stacking and pulling through to 10 levels? I currently only see 5 levels. Okay, they did take it. Okay. But now they're showing the big order at 24.5. And it did tick back down. Output. So this is notes on the PMI from Sigma Squawk. Output increases at sharp rate. New business expansion also picks up pace. Fastest rises in employment and backlogs highlight strain on capacity. Yeah. Yes, you have to set the snapshot depth to 10. Yeah, somebody in the Discord already posted a picture. They beat me to it. Okay, so my order at 23.5 never filled. Plenty going into 24.5. Not enough to keep it up though. Okay, that's a little better. Got some more numbers at the top of the hour, by the way. So don't know why that didn't. Okay. So let's see here. The number at 8 o'clock is US ISM manufacturing PMI expected 57.3. And new home sales change month over month, negative 8.7%. 0.6 million new home sale units. E-mini still looks very negative. There's another uptick. Good deal. Just in case there's like a really big move up. That 28.5 is a spot I can see some resistance at just because of the profile. Okay, 8 minutes. I'm still seeing a pretty big offer that's just kind of leading things up. And by the way, there's a huge big at 24.5 now, bid. And the cumulative delta in the 10-year is just really rocketing out of there. So there's the E-mini thinking about going lower. Yep. Yep. When it starts ticking like that, that can be a little dangerous because that's one where like they'll kind of very slowly tick it down until you really get a rush. When ZB breaks 08, then it's heading to YH of 144.14 and closing the gap. I'm still really sour that I was never able to get filled back at 23 or wherever it was. Oh well. And this one too. I mean, if they get back down to that, I don't even. Okay, so there's a pretty big iceberg there at 25.5. Some profit taking there, I think. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one. It's still ticking up though. Forex options expiries today, Tuesday, 5th of March. Okay, so 8K, but it takes up. Delicious, yeah. Well, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Well, we've baked in enough profit there that we can hold this through the news. One of the things is that I don't know. I see 27, 28.5, the high, and I see 122. I'm not expecting a huge move off of this news, but yeah, there is a lot of trade going on right now. Unusually high amount of trade. Morgan Stanley cutting their interest rate forecast in the 10 years. They see one rate hike this year and 3 next year. This is from Morgan Stanley. Uzi gets out at 9. Okay, well, it was 8K at 25, right? Or was it 25 half? Saying that the packages at the airports have been made safe. Quote unquote, made safe. So, that's a big Okay. So I think you're seeing profit taking ahead of the news here. So the number we're listening for is 57.3. It's thinning out for sure. Okay, move down. That sucks. 59.9, so it's a beat. So E-mini turning around on this. So pretty much everything higher. This could really go down, yeah. Hmm. Block buy there. Probably should have set that stop in a slightly different spot, but I think it's okay. Hmm. Price clearly able to go back and forth. I still think that one was worth a shot because if it had missed, I think we could have really gotten it, and we had a good stop. It was okay. He does not. Oh, Kashkari says he does not think U.S. economy is at full employment. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm seeing some okay support here. So E-mini's coming back now. Let's see if they decide that this piece of news is like, okay, that's great, and then they go, you know. So we've definitely seen that sort of a thing before. I mean, that's what happened. What, 2 days ago? And got that move. It was um, fairly bad news, and we moved up, and then they just continued to sell it. And he's focused on wages as the best indicator of employment. Oh, okay. So I guess not. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay, a pretty strong downtick right there. I was actually surprised they made that go bid again. Hmm. Hmm. A lot of volume that came out there. E-mini did appear to um, hold at least the first pivot and make a higher high. They're at a low right now. We'll see if they do it again. I think that there's a really, really high probability of a new low in the 10-year. The E-mini is being pretty dramatic right now. Like that move down that they just had there. Pretty interesting. Okay, so there's some buying. There you go. It took almost nothing to make it go offer at 21. Yeah. See, now it's going to thicken up, and I think that will do the level break. Look at that, the 20 half pulling. Unusual for a breakout lack of follow through. This ABS 21 looks determined. Maybe a last try down, but it fails again. Probably will probably reverse up. Okay. Ace trades numbers or pivots. How can he know the market like this? I don't know. I mean, he's not always right on that, and his spots aren't always like the most amazing price either. But because he's doing it right before the open, it just kind of, you know, because he's not even saying, like, if you pay attention to the things that he says, he's not even saying like, oh, I'm going short here because I think that the market is going to completely fall apart. Like, he just knows that there's going to be some sort of a sell impulse that will get him 2 ticks, and that's all he cares about. Quite a bit being absorbed there at 20.5. E-mini recovering that little dip there a bit now. Now he's typing. Let's see what he says. Oh, all days he makes money. Well, that 20.5 is not going. In fact, they're putting the brakes on again. Then coming back into us at 21. So the thing here is that the E-mini is still playing games. So they came back a tick. Really kind of 2 ticks. I mean, they ticked a little bit into 200, right? Into 20. But, and I guess they are ticking into 21.5, but like that's all they're getting, and there's not a whole lot buying at 21.5. And the E-mini is not really decided what it wants to do yet. There's still kind of some moves down, like they want to test the lows, which I think is just crazy. Someone seems really bearish, though. Okay, well, you're getting a little bit more at 21.5 now. Strong bid at 21.5. Yeah, and alligator took that long. Look at that. Jeez. All right, well, we're fucked, right? I think that's my I'm done. Jeez. I'm taking impulsive trades there. I mean, shorting it down there at the bottom wasn't that wasn't right. Wow. Yeah. I'm trying to take like my trend following trades and everything, but it's just not working, is it? I mean, that should have a high probability. Alarm was going on when that selling stopped again in ZB, but I thought it should give it a bit more room. Yeah. Why? Me too. Hmm. Yeah, I haven't heard much on the Brexit front this week. They're just mentioning that on the squawk. Okay. What the fuck? Hmm. Well, I thought I wanted to see if the 7K bid was doing what I thought it was or not. And I don't think it is. So this trade is like it is like against the rules. Like I'm using my demo account today, but if I was using my live account, I wouldn't be able to trade this. So I'm just straight up done, right? Anyways, like this one, we're still talking about Brexit stuff. This one, I mean, this was okay. Maybe I should have taken the profit on it, but I think that since I already had some banked in, it was okay. I guess it moved a little bit more than I expected, but I should have moved my stop up, but I still think that it was okay. This one here, you know, I don't know about that one. I mean, it was a loser. I'm not going to say that it was like a terrible idea. I mean, the thing is that whatever I was seeing there when I tried to buy it obviously wasn't crazy because we did end up having a strong move up. And Bitcoin is doing stupid stuff today too, huh? I don't know what's with that. That's a strong buy. Its RSI is close to 80 on Bitcoin USD. Wow, really? See how they're flipping it on us? Did I screwed something up. Notice how thick it is at 23 too. See, can I sell it at 22 half? I think that the E-mini is going to recover this out. There was a 10K iceberg there though. What's with that? Very thick up above us. The problem with our trade was that ZB didn't show the same signs CF and ZN did. There was not enough confirmation for further down move. So I'm surprised that they're trading 7K now at 22 half. But you know, it doesn't matter because it's 8:30 anyways. But obviously, this was like an awful 2 days for me, and this is where we were saying that we would tend to have problems, and I'm a little Uh-huh. You've received 100 messages with Stream Chat. Yeah. Do you always trade ZB based on what the ES are doing? I only go to and fight it. Tedious to see what other markets are doing. Yes and no. I mean, we don't make the decision based on what the ES is doing. I mean, if you think that the ES is going to move down, then you should sell the E-mini and not buy this. But I don't want to, I don't want to sell this if the E-mini looks like it's going down. And I mean, that's kind of what happened was we did sell it. And then all of a sudden the E-mini fell apart. And it was quite unexpected. So my thought that was going through there was that we're coming into this time period and saying, okay, this is a time period where we've had troubles, March and April, and then into the summer. And we had some ideas about things that would help us during this time period. But it doesn't look like that those particular things are the problem for me right now. It seems to me like I'm getting really wild market action, and I am having a very difficult time navigating through it. And maybe, obviously, one thing would have been to have sized after this, to have sized down to one contract. Would have made it not as bad. I mean, that's a lot that lost there. That's like 8 ticks. So we're going to have to rethink this a lot because obviously we still have a problem with this time. To be honest, I'm a little surprised that that particular data point moved the market that much. But given that it was positive, I don't understand why the E-mini is behaving the way that it is. All right. Well, I have to post my notes, so I will be right. And then gotta go early. So if you guys have any other comments, put them in now. Anyways, yeah, I don't see much else on there. It seems to me that institutional or insider traders knew that the data was going to be strong and started stacking up sell orders. Could be. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, man. It's a little wild. Obviously, though, the thing that's sticking out to me in my head thinking back over this is that when we got these thick spots, you know, they had hard time with them. And it did a little bit of everything. Did a little bit of going through them and then not, and then not, and you know, I don't know. I have to rewatch it because I really made some mistakes there for sure. Yeah, shitty action for me. All right. Well, anyways, and it's funny. There's a good number of people watching today, so must be like somebody hits the link. Hey, Seth is tilting again. Suck. I'd done this before where last March it was like the same thing where it would get these big moves and for some reason I would lose money on them instead of make money on them and I couldn't figure out why. So we'll figure it out though. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay